Hello and welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Eric, joined once again with Bevan,
Hey, how are you guys?
bringing you some more, the finale, the two-episode finale of Faller's Wives, um,
Series.
season two. Tommy, roll the credits and we'll chat. These kind of went exactly how I thought they were going to
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Um, sorry. That's my dog.
Yeah.
So yes, my character spotlight for Bitter Medicine, which is the first episode, more character highlight, is Julie Legrand, playing Jeanette Dunkley. She still acts. She's
Mm.
been since 1980.
Oh,
Um, she was in that show, The Doctors. That I'm
like
obsessed.
everybody else.
Where is this show? British people, where do you find this show? I need to see some of it. Because every actor's in it that I like. So she was in another show called Holby City. I don't know what it is, but it aired from '99 to 2014. I don't know if it's still on. I don't know if it's a soap. And then their
I,
series is different there. Sometimes they release series like every 3 years. Like I don't know. It could be anything.
I thought Holby City might have been a medical drama. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
maybe like
I'm
The Doctor.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that one. I could be wrong.
And did you know that she was in an episode of Doctor Who? I know you're a Whovian. Isn't that what they call him? Monty,
Does it
stop!
happen to say which one? Does it happen to say which one?
I didn't look that up. She played. She played. I don't even know what that word was because it's whatever. But it was in 2010. I knew that.
Yeah, there's an episode in the Matt Smith era that's exactly the era. So he started in 2010. So wait, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2010. Either way, he was the doctor at the time, and I'm pretty sure I know the episode. I'm actually gonna have to look it up now
Um,
because I
and so yeah,
wondered at the time the voice sounded so familiar. She's got such, I mean, they're all British voices, I guess, but it's so distinct, like distinguishable.
I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
And she most recently was in something called The Crow Girl, and it's 2 episodes. I don't know if it's a mini series or what, but it was in 2025. So
Oh,
there somewhere. So episode 7, Bitter Medicine, aired on February 19th, 2003. Kyle goes to Jason's. He's all pissed off. Hazel saves the day. They fight. They roll in the pool. It looked like Kyle was drowning at one point.
yeah. It looked like he was sort of like knocked out for a second there, but it was like just playing possum.
But this is where Jason. This is where Jason's like he's not an awful person because he tried to save him, even though Kyle was. I don't know if he was faking or just came to in the water and started hitting him again. Jeanette wants more money, obviously, and she and Tanya both blackmail each other because
Yes.
Jeanette's trying to get more money. She's like, I'm not giving you more money. You like raped the man and I saw you do it, whatever. She's like, oh, whatever. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, because she's like, I'll go to Frank, and she's like, well, if you do that, I witnessed what you did. So,
yeah,
and it's kind of like them black. There's a lot of blackmail in these last two episodes.
yeah, kind of. Jeanette calls Frank. Jason wants to renew their wedding vows, so they're going to set up this ceremony, whatever, and get remarried, even though they never did get divorced. So they're still married anyway. Um, Jeanette comes in the restaurant and sees Frank, and he acts really weird, and he's having like weird visions of her kissing somebody, and
He's just kind of like she's in a uniform and all that. He's having like flashbacks to a degree. Like
and she's in
it's kind of like a PTSD thing where like the memory's kind of playing out weirdly in front of you. Like yeah, I actually really liked all that sort of stuff. I love the way they do Frank's stuff, and yet they don't go into it because Frank's kind of like a hard ass a lot of the time, like looking for justice. But there's this element there in the way when he speaks to Dunkley later on, and what he says to Tanya, yada yada yada. Like he, it's weird. There's all this like he's a victim, you know,
right.
just not necessarily a powerless one.
And he don't want to mess with Tanya. He's like, I need more evidence. I need solid proof. Like, I'm not screwing with
I'm
this
not
woman.
going for. Yeah, I'm not going for her again because she made him look like an idiot in public, and she did.
Tanya warns Jackie to stay away from Jason. Jason, oh yeah, oh no, I gotta get into that later. Jeanette wears a wire to trap Tanya. Jason stands up for Patty against the players. This is where I was like, see, like, he'll do stuff like this. And that's why I'm like, he's not that awful.
Well, he's only doing it at the behest of Tanya. And Tanya's the one that sat there and said, he's your best mate. I know things have happened, but, you still need to support him type thing. And Jason's fine when it's behind closed doors, but look what happens when he's asked to say anything publicly. And there's
Right.
nothing to do with him personally either. He just takes it personally because of his own hang-ups.
Frank threatens Tanya. Jason and Darius go at it, and Jason spanks him. That's not
Frank
him.
doesn't just Frank doesn't sort of just threaten Tanya because by this point, has Tanya had that lunch, the secondary lunch with Dunkley yet? Because the wire bit. So there's the wire bit, and then there's the later wire bit.
I think it's the later wire bit. Yeah, it's
Okay.
late. It's coming up
So
actually.
okay, because there's two confrontations. There's one there where Tanya and Frank are just kind of throwing shit at each other, and then there's another one where it's like all about Frank picking up what Tanya's done.
Right.
That's it. So I just wanted to clarify which one we were on, so I knew where we were at.
So he just like threatens her a little bit
All
and
right,
like
the shit talking one. Okay.
right, the shit talking. Darius confronts Tanya and she slaps him because he talks shit about her Jason. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
now
He sees
what
Darius sees him in the locker rooms and knows the shit that he talks about. So he's just like, and he's trying to talk to Tanya. How are you? Like, what do blah blah blah. I've heard about you and Jason. That's crazy. He treats you like shit, and it's sort of like escalated that way. And she does slap him because she defends Jason regardless.
Jason comes on to Frederica and I think
Yeah,
does Chardonnay say it in this one? I think she does. I can't remember. Oh, Frank listens to this is the meal with
yeah,
Jeanette and Tanya.
yeah. So here we have Jeanette setting up a meeting with Tanya. Tanya, where they're like, she's just basically trying to get her to confess to trying to pay her off to knock Frank off while he was in a coma. And so as this plays out, though, Tanya like throws it out there without even realizing, like, oh yeah, but I saw what you did to Frank. And see, when Frank confronted Jeanette, or sorry, when she's gone to see Frank originally, she's denied it and said that he misremembered. And Frank's kind of, I don't think Frank believed her when he said that, by the way. I think he's just like, okay, well, let's just play this further so I can maybe get to Tanya. And so, like, now he has proof of both, and that's where she conveniently, like, drops her drink on the microphone or some shit. And
She
then,
does,
yeah,
and it gets all fuzzy for Frank. So
yeah. And so she goes into the toilet, and this is something I realized too is that Tanya did pick up on it immediately. Like, you don't have this drag out. I like that because it was completely obvious, and she just kicks that cubicle door open and just grabs her. Like,
yeah, I almost thought she was gonna like hit it, smack her. I keep thinking like Tanya's gonna do something like awful, like because it looked like she was gonna smack her head on the sink. I was like, oh shit,
well,
but
she
she
did attack Maria in season one. Remember, she like grabbed her by the head and pulled her out of the car and stuff. So,
yeah,
there's a great
Tanya.
fight in series three, by the way. Just going to throw that out there. There's a great fight in it. But yeah,
These have been pretty good fights. I liked all of them.
yeah, this next one is my favorite one of the series. But it doesn't yet. Either way, we'll get to it eventually.
Um. So yeah, totally lost me sports.
So it wasn't it? Freddie was at the bar. She
I
gets
think
with
I think that's all I have for that. With that,
Freddie. Is that's also the episode too, though, where like Freddie's playing her games because she's like flirty with Jason at that point, isn't she?
well, hold on. So Frederica and Sal are, I guess, still together. He says he wants to take things slow.
Mm.
Um, Freddie tells her dad that she's marrying Salvatore, but that is not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie and Kyle tell the press that they have an intersex baby with Hazel present.
Yeah.
Archie gets on Sal about the team doing shitty because the footballers are not doing good, and they have to do something about that.
He just hyper focuses on Salvatore because he's heard that he and Freddie are dating.
Right.
And that's when we start getting the weird shit between Archie and Freddie starts to rear its head now, because it's more than just like a protective sort of uncle type, dad's best friend, like the uncle I grew up with sort of thing. It's obviously more than that.
Yeah. And the team isn't doing good because of what happens in the next episode. And Freddie calls Salvatore about Jason, like trying to get him jealous or whatever.
Yeah, it's just to get a reaction. It's all very reactionary.
Anything else you got to say about that?
No, it's largely like building. Is this where Jason and oh no, that is the last episode, because a lot of it's all in the last episode. I just realized, but yeah.
So yes, episode before that, my character highlight for the last episode is Jillian Tailforth as Jackie Pascal. The way it ended, I thought she might be leaving, but then I looked it up and I saw that she wasn't. So okay. But she was in her soap career is long.
Long, yeah, it is. I've seen her in some other stuff, but I know that I've seen more. Like, I know how large her filmography is.
Yeah. EastEnders from 85 to present. And that's coming on and off, I'm sure, recurring, who
Yeah,
knows. I don't
still
know.
going. She'd just be a legacy character or something, man. The way Days does it.
She definitely is. I mean, if she started the year it was on, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the actual year it started. Never mind. But yeah, I'd say so.
That was started. Hollyoaks from 13 to 15. The show called The Bill. I don't know what it was, but she was in a lot of episodes in it from 2006.
Pretty sure.
And I pointed out, she was in a Doctor Who episode as well. Actually, two, I think.
No, I don't remember it. I have seen a lot of old Who, but I don't directly remember it. But I did know she had guest starred in it.
Well, now you have to find it. And episode 8 is called Fall from Grace. Freddie and Jason talk to Salvatore. She's like, oh, I was just testing you to see if you defend my honor or whatever. Stupid, crazy bullshit that she likes to do.
Yeah.
Tanya dyes Jeanette's hair. She wants to hide her somewhere.
I do love that bit where there's so many little moments in the show that make me chuckle. And it's like, they're sitting in the car, her and Jeanette, and she's like, we have to put you somewhere where no one will ever find you. And she's like, oh, dear Lord. And she's like, oh, calm down, Jeanette. Like, I'm not going to kill you. Like, and it's just so, like, I love the reaction. She's like, oh, piss off. Like,
and for her, like, I'm like, that's the dumbest spot they probably could have put her, but whatever.
Yeah.
Salvatore and Jason arm wrestle. I loved this. Salvatore is like, yeah, I always liked you. I'm coming on you. I just wanted to hold your hand. This is what I wanted to do.
Yeah, it just messes with him so much.
So much, and then his arm gets caught on fire from the
they're doing that stupid bullshit. It's some setup. It was like the wager or whatever. So they do this arm wrestle, and both of them are wrestling over like a flaming. Is it a flaming shot of like whatever? Yeah. And so obviously the idea is whoever loses gets burned. Except it spills on Jason and the fuckery, and it just sets his whole sort of forearm on fire.
Chardonnay goes to Tanya because she needs Jason to find out who his parents were. I was confused by this storyline too. Like, what do they have to do? Do testing to see what?
So the doctors want. So in order to sort of monitor Paddy's progression as well as understand sort of where he's at, they need a proper proper family history of medical history sort of thing, and obviously Jackie's is there. They need Jason's, and Jason is adopted, so there's a complication there, and they need to find, because it's like, well, we need to actually sort of find out who your real parents are.
And of course, he ain't having it. He's like, no.
Yeah. The thing is that in a situation like this, it would literally be, it could be completely dealt with through bureaucracy. It's Jason just wanting to shut that down and deny any connection to this aberration, essentially, which is the child.
Jason and Kyle talk. Kyle thinks he can get through to him and have him do just tests on himself if he doesn't want to see his parents. Didn't go well either.
No, it didn't, because then that would mean it's Jason's fault, right?
Right. Jeanette checks into the old folks' home that Tanya was working at.
Yes, yeah. Stupid freaking schemes.
Not
But
a
yeah.
good idea, but whatever. Because she now dyed her hair gray, so she looks like an older woman, and whatever. Tanya calls Frank. He and Stefan go at it a little bit because the team sucks and they need to get it together, whatever.
Yeah, so I think, doesn't Frank throw some shit at the way at Stefan's management, and Stefan's like, well, wait a minute, the players, and he's just like, bollocks, sort of thing, you know? And he starts looking, and then you see later on, you see Frank talking to another bloke about possibly coming on as either like manager or coach or something like that. So
Yes.
you know that there's like already this sort of setup happening, or like something's going to blow up there. But either way, Frank and Stefan are not on the same page currently.
Darius tries to stand up to Jason. It never goes well for him when he does this, but whatever. He tries. Frank and Tanya talk. She pretends to know nothing and kind of gaslights him just like she did during the trial.
Yeah.
And invites him to the vow renewal.
Yeah. She mentions too, she's like, you might want to tell me who's been saying all this, because if it's the nurse, you should tell me where she is. I'd like to, have a go at her myself. And he realizes, like, you've gotten rid of her too, haven't you? He's like, well, he picks up on the sort of all the subtext type thing. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then obviously ends with Thingo. I will point out too, though, when Frank does find Dunkley, he only knew where she was because of the phone. He picks it up and says, you might as well have worn an electronic tag.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to that obviously, but yeah.
Hazel wants to put out an article on intersex, and with Jason
like race awareness and stuff.
Jason has female body parts and all of this stuff, which I thought was really clever.
It's a mock-up, and it's just the idea that you're not. He was literally one of the most chill campaigns, but it actually was quite unique in its approach, and he's just not having it.
Nope. And he fires Hazel.
Yeah.
He
doesn't just fire Hazel. She's like, Jason, you walk out, you're off my books. And he's like, I don't need you. I'm Jason Turner. You're just a filthy dyke. And then just storms out.
Frank tries to track Jeanette. He gets this little detective man who didn't come through for him before. No. Which is... No. That's what the funny thing to me is. Like, I would be like, well, go back to wherever you came from, because he didn't find you before, but instead he goes right in town. Whatever.
I mean, in this one, though, is it really that difficult when all you'd have to do is track her phone record, at least in this situation, and just see if the SIM's active?
Right.
That's all you'd have to do. Even back then, they could do that. Like,
yeah.
It's 2003, like, not 1993.
Right. Jason questions Jackie about her hormones, like that berates her, goes to Patty's room, and it almost looks like he might suffocate Patty.
Almost. He's like literally like mulling the decision over and like starts to lower it, and that's when Jackie walks in.
Yeah.
And then she slaps him out of the room and tells him that he's the one that should never have been born. And that sort of sets him off for a moment, where he runs at her with he just runs at her and grabs her by the head, because she goes to pick up like a statue to hit him with. And it sort of looks like it's going to escalate, and then he just sort of takes it off her, lets it go, and walks off.
I don't think he would have done it. I think he would have probably had a breakdown if he gone to do it.
The way he grabs Tanya in series 1.
We'll never know.
The way he grabs Tanya in series 1, the way he smashes glasses when she back chatted him, what he does to Tanya at the end of this episode, I'd say he would.
But he didn't kill anyone. He didn't kill anyone.
No, I suppose not. But
I think
I think that's the difference in in the way I perceive the character writing. is like for JR and Jason is that JR is a psycho, but he's not a murderous one. He wouldn't kill someone. Jason would. In my opinion, absolutely.
But
Because
he
that
didn't.
character is nuts. He
But he
did it
never.
because he was caught out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he would have gone through with it.
I don't know. Either way, though, they do allude to obviously Jason's absolute degrading stability. Like he's
Mhm.
just becoming a giant asshole. As like if a
True.
human could change into an asshole physically, that would be Jason.
And as quickly as they hid Jeanette, the detective found her. Um,
Yes.
now it's wedding time. Sal was invited and Darius was invited, and I'm like, okay, these are two people that hate
It
Jason.
would have been. It'd be a big team thing, man. It's like the captain's getting his
For
vows renewed. It'd be a work do as well. That's the way I saw it, anyways.
Yeah, it's true. Frank visits Jeanette. Then
At the old people's home, yeah, and she's just like a deer in the headlights.
Jason reads his. Oh, I forgot to mention in the between these, like Jason like getting his butt grabbed by this one girl at the wedding.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he's been a total. It's not changing. See, there's a conversation held earlier after the reveal of the baby, where Tanya and him go over. This is where I was saying she just like goes right back, into the habit. When he tells her about this whole thing, she instead turns into management mode, and she's like, "All right, well, if we're going to do this, you cannot have any more of you sluts." Essentially, there's all these like boundaries, and she's like, "This is the last time. This is the last time." And obviously, it freaking isn't, because when is it? But yeah,
right.
and obviously, I just wanted a little bit of background to the the vow renewal ceremony stuff.
And Chardonnay had seen um Jason and Freddie like flirting as well, and I think
Mm,
she Tanya. They alluded to it.
yeah.
Um, so Tanya just knows that he's the same old Jason and he ain't changing. So at the
Yeah.
vows, he gives his vows, and it's very sweet and cute. And she actually was tearing up. I think she was tearing up because of just everything on her shoulders. And she goes off on Jason.
She
And
throws the ring in his across the hall and
mhm.
calls him a lying piece of shit.
I love Kyle smirking, and I think Darius was smirking. I thought that was funny, and Chardonnay claps. I was like, "This is great."
Yeah, well, Tanya sort of dresses him down a bit, like, saying that he's basically messed up her whole adult life with his lies and she like, she says, so many of you have told me about him and I just didn't want to hear it.
Yeah,
And she sort of just says, you're done. You're fucked, basically. Go. And because Jason's humiliated, what does he do? He full floats her and punches her in the face.
yeah, it was a good one too.
It was a decent shot. The way they did that was good. But
Yeah,
yeah,
all of the things have looked good. None of it looked fake.
yeah. I think she even has like a bit of a red welt showing up on her face afterwards a bit too. Not massive, but like they do show her like have a bruise, or
Yeah.
at least the beginnings of one.
Frank tells Jeanette that she will go down unless she testifies against Tanya.
Mm.
Um, Jackie takes Patty and leaves.
Well,
I don't know where she
so
is.
as Kyle and Chardonnay are leaving for the wedding, they're like, "We'll be back soon, Jackie. We're just going to go there to support Tanya." And they even say for Tanya to each other because they're still friends with her, sort of thing. And they go to leave, and Jackie's like, "I'll, goodbye, guys," and she's like, won't be long, mum." And it's sort of then obviously this scene plays out where she's got her suitcase, and we see her getting ready to leave.
Yeah. Darius and Tanya talk, and he's really cute with her. I'm like, oh, this poor kid.
And he does want to sort of like pursue something, but she's like, "Look, mate, like I've pretty much just need to get divorced first."
Yeah, one thing at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And he's like, do
Frank
anything.
shows up, by the way. Frank does show up in that little bit too because he's arrived at the wedding. Spots Tanya up on the balcony with Darius and does his little finger wave.
And Jason is on the roof for some reason, and he's of course.
Wait, beforehand, he's drunk with his mate on the stairs. Kyle's walking down with Chardonnay, and basically, the Chardonnay is just like serves you right. Basically, he makes a tit joke at her, essentially like, the blow up doll sort of stuff. Kyle's like, you're not worth it. And he does it just to get a reaction. That's the only reason why he says that. Well, I'm sure he does hope it in a way because he's drunk and he's in that frame of mind. But he basically tells Kyle that he hopes the baby dies. And Kyle obviously goes to hit him, doesn't work out. And Jason smugly walks upstairs to the roof for some, was it fresh air or some shit?
Well, no, I think Kyle was like, "You're not worth it." Like he just
Oh,
didn't.
that's right. Yeah.
He didn't even try to hit him.
Yeah.
Because he's not. And then, so yeah, he's on the roof, and someone comes out. We don't see the person, of course. And then Jason
Jason
like
pops
hangs
up.
by his hands. Then he's hanging by one hand. I'm like, he probably would have fell anyway, but someone smashes the champagne bottle on his hand, and then he falls to his death.
Yes. So
That was-
it's sort of very much like from the point of view of the character that's come out.
Right.
Jason knows them. Jason knows who it is. Starts talking flat out shit and pumping himself up. And through all that, his drunken ass, as you said, slips, hanging over the edge, and he's calling for help. And he's looking up, calling for help. So this person had the capacity to help him.
Mhm.
And instead, they've grabbed the big old champagne bottle and smashed his fingers.
And I was not even a little bit surprised that this happened to him because it was lined up this way. I'm like,
But I actually really like. I love whodunits. You know me and whodunits.
yeah. Oh, me too. I love them too. Sometimes they're
Um,
for fun, and sometimes they're not as good.
what I will say is that just like between season 1 and 2, series 2 and 3, there's time in between them, so you have to listen
Right,
for
right.
stuff that's occurred. That's all.
Well,
Because
that's what I have.
that's the case with every season, just about as well, man.
That's what I have you for, to tell me what I missed.
Yeah.
um, some other things that happened. Freddie goes to talk to Salvatore, and she had cut herself. Stefan tells Salvatore that Freddie said that they were going to marry. He asked her to marry, whatever, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" She kind of flips at, or Sal flips at Freddie because of that. He's like, "What's wrong with you, girl? Like, you're damaged, pretty much."
So
Art,
basically, because Salvatore's not sort of playing into the game, and she's getting pressured by Archie, she starts falling into self harm, and so all at the same time, Salvatore doesn't really know what's going on, and so he's just like, oh my god, it's like too much. It's too much.
and we find out that Archie molested her when she was 13 years old. Of course,
Yes.
he says like, "Oh, you wanted it. You were coming on to me," but he was obviously the adult, so whatever.
Yeah, so and when we see her saying I was 13 and all that, it's the character knowing logically that she's not at fault, but the way that Archie phrases he says every single typical thing that you would expect to hear from a dirtbag like that, but it's more just that that that's something that she's told herself 1,000 times. It's why she reacted to being called a slut by Salvatore, even like when she was drunk,
Yeah.
the we mentioned earlier. um the way she's vying for attention, and then the moment, like, it's just so conflicting, and it's so like hurt,
So, is there no resolution to this storyline? Because I felt like she was on the end, or is she back?
so
Just
that's
talked about.
where time passes by series 3, and you just got to listen there.
I'm just
But
gonna
if you
listen.
can miss it, I'll like,
Right. I mean, I did hear when Donna talked to Salvatore, so I was like, okay. So,
yeah,
I
it's
like
just things like that.
stories.
I would
Some
say that the opening of series 3 will probably shock you in the first couple of seconds.
more than the intersex baby. I'm not sure. We'll see.
We'll see.
Anything else to say
Series
about?
3 Series 3 is probably my favorite one.
All right.
Absolutely my favorite. It's probably just for me when the show really took off and goes crazy. Um, and it's just delightful. Series 4, I would say Series 4 is campier than Series 3, but
I
Series 3 is still my favorite.
I was kind of hoping a lot of characters would hang around that didn't. Like, I would
Well,
like
it's
to have seen Jason another season. I would like to have seen Donna and Ian. continue on.
See, that's the thing. I was with Jason. I sort of could agree to that. Donna and Ian, I found to be boring,
Yeah, but they could have done anything with them. They could have
but they
done
weren't. They were just doing boring stuff with them.
what?
You'll see what I mean when by the time you get through the first 3 episodes of series 3, you'll know exactly what I mean and why Donna and Ian probably wouldn't have fit in the way the show goes. And just so we know, like, so we're watching it in order. After series 4, we'll have to do extra time in between 4 and 5.
But
At least series 1 of extra time.
which we have a lot to get through. Well, I guess not that much because it's a short
I mean,
series. But...
series 1 of extra time is I think 12 episodes, and series 2 is 18, but they're 20-minute episodes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
20 and 25, like the half-hour thing. But yeah,
Well, it was a fun season. I I can't say I liked it better than season 1. I like them both about the same. I think they're fun. They're soapy. I love the drama. So bring on series 3 or season 3, whatever it's called. I'm all about
well,
it.
this is where, like, without going, like, just in terms of like what's coming, this is the introduction of Conrad and Amber Gates, and they're great. They're just camp. It's just great.
Well, thank you, subscribers and Patreon subscribers. We will bring you some more Footballers' Wives soon enough. Um, let us know. Did you watch Footballers' Wives? Who did you like? Who were your favorites? Were you sad to see some people go? Are you excited for some people to come on? Let us know in the comments. And till next time, we'll bring you some more. Bye, everyone.
Bye.